Hello, world. This is your girl, Marky Lemons-Ryhal, and I am elated today to have I would call it a spirit right on the East Coast that's very much like me. We have so many things in common. It is unreal. And then she has three names like I have, right? And I know sometimes I have to say it slow because when I say my name, people say your name again. So I'm gonna say it slow. Candy Mills-Crocker. I got it all right, didn't I?
It's Miles.
Miles. Okay, I got to get my right. Candy Miles-Crocker. Got it right
There we
that
go.
time, didn't I?
There
Candy
we go.
Miles-Crocker. Yes. And we had the opportunity to actually meet at Inman this past
January.
January. And you are one of Inman's top 25 trainers, right?
I am.
Ah, so what do you do in the almighty world of real estate?
I do it all. And
Ah,
and what differentiates me from other real estate agent trainers is that I'm an active realtor. So I'm licensed in 3 jurisdictions, and I'm still selling actively. I have transactions going right now. And the difference is I don't have my training is not based on theory. It's based on practice.
oh, you know what? That just sounded like music to my ears because the number one thing that I personally do not care for are people who come into our industry with no practical experience and they're going to
Mhm.
tell us about the latest, greatest thing to get us to financially invest in, but they've never
Right.
invested in it themselves.
Right.
And my whole education training is based on the fact that I do not teach theory.
Right.
It has its place,
Right.
but real estate is a business that we learn by doing.
Doing.
And I know that you're an author of a book. What's the name of the book?
The book is The Reality of Real Estate,
Ah, the
your
reality.
guide to managing, growing, and building your real estate business. The reality of, because it's not like it is on TV, Margie. It is the reality. I'm giving you the reality of real estate here.
So you mean to tell me it's not HGTV?
Not even close. It's not 3 showings and closing. Tap, tap, tap. No.
You know what? Reality TV has done a disservice to the world of real estate. And I remember I was interviewed for a reality TV show,
Uh-huh.
and they said, well, tell me, are there any conflicts and what's really going on behind the scenes? And the first thing that hit me was confidentiality. And
Right.
you could have bought me for 1 cent at that point, because I'm like,
Mhm.
who telling you all the confidential information for the world to see? All I could
Right.
think was lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit.
Right.
And I know that
Right.
we talked before the show, and one thing that we were talking about was mindset.
Yes.
So people have set up all night, they've watched reality
Mm.
television or get rich quick scheme in the great world of real estate. And so they come in with, I would say, a lot of myths, right?
Yes. Oh,
When we
yes.
think about mindset, so you got a license, you still don't know anything about selling real estate because they did not teach you how to sell real estate in the
No, they did
pre-license
not.
course. What's the first thing I need to do? What state of mind? How do I how do I even deal with the reality that I don't have money to start my real estate business?
Right. So the first thing you have to realize is that you're your own business now. You're the CEO, you're the accountant, you're the CPA, you're the marketing director. You do it all. You wear every single hat in your corporation. And so you have to have the mindset that I now have a business. And so as such, I have to treat it like a business. Okay? So that means every aspect has to be done with intention and purpose.
Oh, I love that. With intention and with purpose. So a lot of people come into this business because they want to set their own schedule and earn an
Yes.
unlimited amount of money. But let's come back. I'm one of those people. I came into the world of real estate. I did not take the pre-license course. I
Mhm.
did have a business background, so I'm a fifth generation entrepreneur. But at the moment they sent me down to the Chicago Association of Realtors, and I realized
Mhm.
I needed to become a realtor member, and I needed
Mhm.
to join the
Oh, yeah.
local, state, and national association of realtors. And I had to pay a one-time charge for MLS setup, and I had to pay the MLS. And then they let me know we will be sending you a bill every year for these same identical charges. I
Yes.
realized at that moment I didn't know nothing. Okay. When we think about this entrepreneur mindset, because you said they're the CEO, the CPA, the director of marketing. What is the very first thing you think a person should do getting started or in order to reboot their business if they've been doing it wrong?
Okay, so the first thing, if you're a new agent, start with a brokerage that offers a lot of training. Because again, like you just said, you don't know squat. The pre-licensing class was the tip of the iceberg, and you know nothing. And so you have to get with a brokerage that has a lot of training, because you are a walking, talking liability. And you can't, I mean, people come in all the time, I train agents, and they'll say, I want to make $100,000 a year. Okay, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen your first year in real estate. You'll be happy and lucky if you get 2 transactions, because the average is 1. So let's start there. So let's readjust the mindset. I mean, I just had somebody last week who said, I want to get into the luxury market. Well, who doesn't? But yeah, you don't start in the luxury market, and you really can't afford to have a niche when you first become a real estate agent. And when I became an agent almost 20 years ago, my niche was, and it still is today, people who have money to buy a place and people who want to sell a place. And I go from $100,000 properties to $5 million properties. Doesn't matter to me, it's the same process, but money is money. And when you're new, you're just happy to have a client. So adjust your mindset that, okay, I'm coming in with these preconceived notions as to what real estate is. And just like you were saying, you don't know all those fees that you're hit with. So you may have saved up a little bit of money, but that $2,500 comes out fast between the MLS, the century lot fees, the local association, the national association. All those fees add up in a matter of 2 weeks. You are just like, nobody told me about this. And so there you are, stuck. So you know, mindset.
Yeah, the business cards, the website. You know what I love about what you just said, because a lot of times they did rob Peter to pay Paul, or they borrowed the money to take the pre-license course. They haven't set aside $2,500. I think they should have about at least $5,000 in the coffer.
At least.
To get started. But here's the next thing. Then they want to keep all of what they perceive to be their money. And as we well know, all money is really the company's money in every single state, right? Somebody's holding your license. So it really ain't your money.
Not your money. Not yet.
Not yet. And they want to go with the company that is going to net them the most money, but they don't know that they don't know. And that's what I preach all the time. I'm clear. You don't know, but I know you don't know nothing.
Right.
We're both 20 years in this, and we're still babies. Like, we know enough to be dangerous, but we know that it's going to be something new tomorrow. Right,
exactly. And we know enough not to stay out of court. And that's the thing.
Oh, you mean license law and Dakota ethics? Like, oh yeah, they forgot all about that part of it.
Oh yeah, because I need my money. And so they come in and go, oh, this brokerage is giving me a high split. Okay, 70% of nothing is still nothing.
Exactly.
You don't know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to be a successful agent. You're not. Because word spreads like wildfire.
They're not going to build sustainable real estate success, which is why we have such a high turnover. So I tell people, when I go back and I look at our MLS, and I'm looking, we in our local marketplace, we do a rookie of the year. And every year they pick 4 different rookies from each part of town. Well, if I go back and look at rookie of the year for the past 15 years, only 25% of them are at or above where they came in. And what that tells me, and maybe I'm wrong, is that people start that first year built on adrenaline, not built on a solid foundation. So once all this adrenaline has worn off, what do you have?
You're speaking my language.
Business, right? That you didn't lay a solid foundation. So mindset is number one. And to go with a company that offers training, which is what I'm telling them all the time. Go with the top training company, because you can build a solid foundation, and then
yes.
You can go to a company where you can keep all of your money, but you got to have that foundation. Right. So what's the second step in mindset, or is there additional steps?
Well, the first thing is that you mentioned earlier that people get into real estate because they can control how much money they make and their flexibility with their time and all of that. That's a double-edged sword. This, again, is a business. You have to get up, get dressed, go into the office, show up, and do the work. And nothing's going to magically happen in your little home office that's so cute and pretty. Ain't nobody calling you there to buy or sell real estate.
Ooh, I tell about it. Look, it is more money to be made in the streets than ever's going to be made in the office. This is where we come to take care of it after the fact, right?
Right, after the
That is
fact.
being
Right.
made. I am having a problem with several new agents coming into the world of real estate. I tell them the same foundation I think that we probably all started our business on, and that was, I need you to have 100 contacts, and you need to reach out to these 100 people. I don't care if it's text, email, telephone, call, pop by,
Right.
but they need to know what you do. And if they're not
Right.
looking to buy or sell, then maybe they have a referral for you.
Right. Right.
Grown folks is telling me, oh, I don't have 100 people. See, now we got a problem.
See, I have, well, here's my problem. Is the people who have 100 people, oh, I don't want them to think I'm begging for business. I don't care what are you a mind reader? Call them up. Call them up and say, hey, how you doing, Marky? Blah, blah, blah. Marky's going to tell you all about her life. And then she's going to say, enough about me. What's going on with you? Bam. I'm working with this realtor now. I'm in real estate. Who do you know who's looking to buy or sell real estate? I need some clients. Okay, that sounds pretty easy, right?
Yes.
Can't do it. People cannot do it. And so you have to get out of your own head as to what you think people are thinking about you. Because you don't know what people are thinking. All they're thinking about is, oh, it's so good to hear from you, Candy. What's going on? That's all they're thinking. You're taking it to a whole nother level. And they're nowhere close to that. And your friends, those 100 people, they want to see you succeed. If they don't want to see you succeed, they're not a friend. So take them off the list. But people are so afraid of calling their friends and asking for business. Now, the first year, I was Rookie of the Year. I was one of those 25 who made it. But that even though I had 14 transactions my first year, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I had no systems in place. It was adrenaline. It was a need for money. And so what I had to do in the next 4 years following that is build systems into place so I could run a more efficient business and then have more flexibility with my time. Because you don't get that flexibility from day one. You really, really don't. You are a hustling fool. You are working. And that's what it's all about, to grow a business. And people who don't take the time after that first year of success to build systems, burnout, they drop off, just like you were saying. It was great, and now, oh, I guess I don't have it anymore. You do, but you just didn't systematize it.
So that means what you're saying is that a person could come back and systematize it, even though they could have started high, lost everything. And I went through, yeah, I tell people I'm the comeback queen, because I lost everything when the real estate market shifted here in Illinois, and I had to rebuild, you know what I'm saying? And it was hard, but I knew about systems, right? I hadn't built in enough systems, and I made some bad purchases. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us made bad purchases that we were left, holding the bag.
Right.
I don't know if that impacted the DMV area as much as it necessarily impacted Chicago, because I think that you kept
we're pretty stable
than we did here. So when you said something about get up and take action, in this mindset, I'm just going to go with three things that a realtor should do every working day.
Working day.
Monday through Friday. What are at least 3 things that I need to have on my calendar every single day?
Okay. 3 things. First and foremost, get up and get dressed. Put real clothes on. Real clothes. I don't care if you're going to the grocery store, because business is everywhere. And when you're talking to somebody, they're looking at you, whether you like it or not, and saying, I don't want her to represent me. She look kind of haggard. No. So you got to get up and get dressed, because you're out and about, and you never know when money's going to be the next stop. It could be a phone call. It could be you at your kid's school. You're talking to somebody. It could be anywhere. So you got to be ready for success. Secondly, you got to open your mouth and say, I'm a real estate agent. Don't be a secret agent. Tell everybody you can. I mean, I ear hustle in the grocery store. If I hear somebody talking about real estate in line, I'm like, oh, are you looking to buy a house? I'm an agent. That's just me. I'm out there to connect with people. I'm not a secret agent. So every day you need to be looking to connect with somebody. And then third, prospect, prospect, prospect. And prospecting takes on numerous phases. I mean, it's your kid's school, that's networking event. As you're dropping off, picking up, talk to the parents. People are moving all the time, wherever you are. If you're in a book club, if you're in a sorority, if you're in a church, all of those are networking opportunities. And like you said, 100 people, call at least 3 people a day and say, hey, who do you know? And I always say, who do you know? Because when you say, do you know anybody? Everybody says, nope. When I say, who do you know? It makes you think for at least a half a second. And so you can actually think, who do I know? Do I know anybody? And always, always ask for the business. We are the one profession, like I was saying, when you call people, they drone on and on about their lives. You listen. When they ask you, oh, nothing's new. What? You're wasting an opportunity. We're so afraid of what people are going to think of us. We just got to get rid of that. But call people, meet people for coffee, meet them for lunch, meet them for dinner, meet them for drinks, meet them wherever so you can get face to face. Because you're always going to do better when it's face to face. Calling's good, texting's good, email's good. Email I hate, really. I don't like email because I ignore more emails than I can shake a stick at. So emails are easy to ignore. But a text and phone call, those are harder to ignore. And then when I get you face to face, we're going to be in a public space. I can ask more people about business. I'm all about the ask. And so you need to learn how to ask for the business. I don't care where you are. You need to learn how to maneuver that conversation around real estate and then slide right on in there and say, who do you know?
Last week, I went to a place called Wildberry for breakfast, and I forgot I had on a ask me about buying a house hat. So the server, I could see he actually stopped and looked at the hat, and I'm still not making, I still forgetting I had this hat on, right? So he came back and he said, can I have a business card? And I'm like, oh, that'll be amazing that this ends up as a real estate deal, but I had on a real estate hat and a sweatshirt. I noticed that the name badges also often get a lot of attention, and now we also have a call to action as a skin on the back of our computers. And so, but that you're not going to get business if you're sitting in the house. So I love the fact, get up and put on some real clothes because you never know who you're going to run into. Open your mouth, closed mouths don't get fed, and secret agents don't get found. So I love that. And then shifting that question, right, to who do you know? Right? Because I never even thought about that. And so we're changing our mindset. Now we're up, we're out, we're about. And you talked about prospecting because I use social media and technology as prospecting.
Sure.
And I use a little number, 2,880 are the amount of contacts I need to add to my customer relationship management system annually if I want to net 20 transactions at $5,000 a piece to earn this 6-figure income. Every time I tell agents they need to add this 2,880 contacts, they're looking like, where am I going to get 2,880 contacts? Well, first of all, most of you have that amount of contacts just on Facebook. So now, what are you talking about on Facebook? That between the feed, the fact that you have Messenger, the fact that Facebook is connected to Instagram, that you cannot cultivate a relationship to get the contact information so that you can follow up. What is, well, I can tell, I think I know your number one prospecting is you get out and you ask for business. But what are some of the other great prospecting tools that you've utilized that have generated leads?
Well, see, I love Facebook. I'm frugal. And so Facebook is virtually free. It costs me a little bit of time, but once you have it down, you can do 15 minutes, and you're out. And if you do a third party, you are sailing. But the thing is, I do like a 90-10 rule, 90% social, 10% real estate. And the real estate information that I do post, I make it fun. I don't just say, come to my open house on Sunday from 1 to 4. No, I'll post a link to the property saying, who says you can't buy an affordable house in DC for under 500? Come check this one out, and get people interested. Or I'll say, I'm going out showing properties in Prince George's County. Wish me luck. What are you doing today? And so I ask questions and I get that engagement, and people love, love, love that. And in 1 year, I got 5 listings from Facebook.
That's
5.
pretty good. And your
That
average
was
price point
awesome.
is what?
My average price, my average price point at this point is probably like $650.
So I'm just doing the math.
Do the
Okay.
math.
So that was
3 million.
3.2 million, right?
Right.
That you made off of Facebook, which is a
Right.
virtually free platform,
Right.
because you were being social.
Because I was being candy.
Mm-hmm. I just did the math on that. So that's almost a person 6 figures right there, right? That you made off of Facebook.
Off of one platform.
I tell people, no other place in the world do people tell you all of their business in real time like they do on Facebook.
Right.
No other place. So Mark, and your grandmother probably told you the same thing. God gave you 2 ears and one mouth, so you can listen twice as much as you talk. You're not listening to what these people have to say.
That's it.
And I joke, but I'll be 49 on my birthday. And I said, look, if I come up with the new status that I'm in a complicated relationship at 49, that's not one real estate transaction.
There we go.
That's up to 3 real estate transactions. If you 49,
I know.
in a complicated relationship.
Right.
Like, wait, but at our age, it should not be complicated, right? But they tell you, right, all of their business, and sometimes they don't even say they're in a complicated relationship. Their posts change.
Yes.
So I tell men this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you when your woman getting ready to leave you, and I'm 100% accurate on this. I want you to know this.
Okay.
If a woman, there's the trifecta.
Okay.
If she starts posting motivational quotes every single day, look, she goes back to church, and you know she ain't been in 20 years.
Okay.
And she gets a gym membership. I'm telling you now, she's leaving you. First of all, she got to get her mind, her spirit, and her body right.
And her body right. Right.
When I see those 3, I mean, women lose weight all the time. Don't get me wrong. Some of them get spiritual, and then some of them need that motivation. But when you see that trifecta, she is preparing to leave. And without a doubt, every person who I've told my husband, they wife getting ready to leave them, they might not happen instantly. One took almost 2 years, but it happened. And I told him, I said, she out the door, boo. I said, I got the trifecta going on.
Wow.
And without a doubt, just start
I'm going to see how that plays out.
Just take heed. When you see the trifecta, man, and here's the next thing. Women will not admit this. This is thinking about real estate transactions. We know the men who we're with, right? So we don't want him to leave and get him a new boo, and we don't have one. Right. Hence the gym. Just so that you know.
What's not going to happen, because what you're not going to do.
Exactly.
Well, you know what's really funny onto that point is that so many agents wait until it's slapped in the face, I'm going to buy a house, but they don't listen. Okay, if somebody's getting married, if someone's having a baby, people have real estate needs when their life changes. So you need to listen for those changes. Oh, I'm getting ready to get married. I'm getting ready to get it. Okay, you're going to need a house, right? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say, yeah, we're just talking about that. Okay, they're not going to say, we're looking for a realtor. No, listen to what they're talking about. Listen to what's going on in their lives. And you know where they live. If they have a 1-bedroom condo and they have a second child on the way, they're going to need to move.
Yes, they are.
Be there. Listen for the subtleties. And that's what we don't do. We don't listen for subtleties.
And they got a pet.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And we named the pet. They did a pet naming ceremony on Facebook. And so, I mean, to me, they're just telling you too many things for us to not utilize Facebook.
Right.
So we got our prospecting, and you're.
Well, the other part, before you go in, Margie, before you go on, the other thing about prospecting, Facebook, is that our friends know people we don't know. So all 5 of those leads were people. One woman from California recommended somebody, her friend who lived in Texas, who had a property in Virginia. Another friend in Georgia recommended to a friend who lived in Pennsylvania, whose parents had a house in Virginia. So we don't know the people that we're getting business from, but our friends know them, and our friends are recommending us to them. So people say, oh, I'm too private for Facebook, I'm this and that. No, 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 you ain't, unless you're in the witness protection program, you ain't too private. And we don't know where our business is going to come from. It comes from people that we don't know directly. And so that's the beauty of Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. We don't need to know everybody directly, but if we have ambassadors out there who are talking about us, then that's a referral-based business. Who wants anything other than that? But if we're going to be too private and closed, like, oh, I can't do that, just Google yourself. Everybody knows who you are anyway. So why not just put it out there and get some business from it?
Isn't that the truth? They do know who you are. And I'm thinking about this because my business is all referral-based business. Because I spend so much time on the road, I'm referring these deals in-house. Well, now let me say this. I said in-house. That's not true. I do not step over dollars to pick up pennies. I refer to the person most capable of closing it. So I have a $400,000 deal right now that I referred outside of my company because I knew this person specialty in what they could get done. So, but a lot of them I keep in-house. And but they're all referrals. Every last one of them is referrals.
That's
and the reason people send or they refer themselves to me or their friends and family is because I'm consistently talking about the benefits of real estate, the down payment assistance programs and all the different programs as they become available. So I would call myself a program junkie. What I want you to save as much money humanly possible. And so, man, that's pretty good. So these are some people who you didn't know. These are referrals.
These are referrals. I didn't know them. They were all referrals. I did not know them.
Wow.
But my ambassadors knew them and said, don't do anything until you talk to Candy.
Oh, I love that. So I'm going to start calling my ambassadors.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like that. Because now you got to come up with some ambassador gifts. One thing so are you doing anything annually for your ambassadors? Do you do anything special?
I give them individual gifts. I don't believe in one size fits all. So if I know what you like, then I'm going to send you just that little item or whatever throughout the year. I'll just send little stuff to you. And it's none of it's like trinkets. It's all meaningful things to you. And because I don't believe in one size fits all. If I know, I like the personal touch. First of all, I love giving gifts. And so I love giving gifts that are thoughtful. Like I'm never going to give you a cutting board or a calendar. I hate that kind of stuff because I don't like it. I like real stuff and I got this idea from when I bought my first condo when I was 24 years old. My realtor gave me this beautiful pasta bowl from one of the big stores in DC at the time. And every time I used that bowl, I thought of her. And so I was like, you know what? I'll never give a disposable gift again. Like wine, champagne. Once that bottle's gone, you're gone. But when you bring out something that Candy gave you, bam, there it is. But again, it's listening. Like I had a client who was living with 3 other women. And so she was the first to buy her own place. And she's like, oh, I'm going to miss my Keurig. Guess what she got? A Keurig. I had another client who we lost a house and she says, oh, I really wanted to put my KitchenAid mixer on the counter like they had, right? When they closed on their house, guess what she got? So you have to listen to what they're telling you, and then you give them something that's going to fit their needs. And it's always memorable and it's always around. Wow. Always. So that's what I do.
There's a book called Giftology because I wanted to be a better gift giver. I'm not sensitive, and I know that that's not my sensitive. I'm considerate because I don't like inconsiderate people, but it doesn't mean that I'm always very thoughtful. So I said, well, let me buy this book because I know that I need to tap into my thoughtfulness side, right? And so one of the things that I send, there's this bracelet talking about turning lemons into lemonade. I think it's Annie and whatever company.
Oh, Alex and Annie, yeah.
Alex and Annie. So I sent it to a client, and the client actually said, Marky, can I re-gift this to my daughter? She is just finishing up chemo. And she told me the daughter's story and how she wanted to give it. And I was like, well, first of all, she could have gave it and never said anything to me, right? I wouldn't have known the difference. I said, of course you can. I just thought it was, she was like, because I want to encourage her and I liked it. And I'm like, wow. So you never know the impact of a thoughtful gift, right? Yeah. And now that I'm thinking now I need to listen a little bit more because I'm thinking the Keurig, the KitchenAid,
Mhm.
kind of like the way we listen to our spouses and significant others, right? Because we know
Right.
all those special things that they would
Mhm.
like.
Mhm.
The same way you
It's
should
the
listen
same
to
thing.
your
And
client.
here we're with people who we're showing them houses all the time. So we get to see what their hot spots are. Do you like a good kitchen? Do you like a good bathroom? Do you like to treat yourself? Are you a spa girl? Are you this and that? All you do is just retain it, retain it, retain it. And over the course of the time you're showing property, by the time you're at the end, you know what you're going to get them.
Yeah.
You know, you have a very good idea. And it's
Wow.
so great because they're so excited because they realize that you listen to them during the process. It just makes you feel that much better.
So as a result of changing your mindset, prospecting, and the thoughtful gifts, what percentage of your business do you believe is referral-based business?
90%. 90%.
Wow. So that means you're actually making more money than the average realtor
Oh
because you
yeah.
don't have to spend as much money to attract a client.
I don't spend hardly any money to attract a client. I'll tell you right now, if I spend $200 a month, that's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you prospect, right? And
Mhm.
now they're in your sphere of influence. What are you doing to nurture that relationship?
Okay. So what I do, I have my clients divided into A, B's, and C's. A
Okay.
clients are my top-notch ambassadors, and they're influencers in their own groups, right? You know those people who, if you need a plumber, they always know the best person. If you need a painter, they always know the best person. If you need a realtor, I'm the best person. So there's only like 8 or 10 of those people because they're few and far between. The B people are people who, and the A people I keep in touch with every single month. They're getting some kind of correspondence or some kind of gift from me. So, like in the month of May, my A's and B's, all the mothers in that group get a Mother's Day card. It's just thoughtful that way, right?
Right.
So it's better than on Facebook, on anything else. It's like a card. It means I took the time to find the card, write the card, send the card, go to the post office, get a stamp. So it just has another level of caring. I send birthday cards to everybody, a physical birthday card, right? And then I try to call them for their birthday. Because again, Facebook is impersonal, it makes it very easy. But if you want to just level up, do add that little personal touch. So every month I have like an item that I'm going to be giving out to people. So in July, it sounds really corny, but at Costco, they have the ketchup, relish, and mustard thing for cookouts. So I'll buy like 10 of those and then I'll deliver them to people and just say, summer's here. You're going to need your supplies. Here you go. Bam. In the summer, I'll give out like a Starbucks gift card, like $10 Starbucks gift card to my top 10 referral people and just say, it's hot outside. Have a cool one on me. I send that on a note. And I do that. I do back to school with little backpacks for my clients who have, or past clients who have little kids. So I always do something that they would like. I know they would like. At Thanksgiving, I might give out, Halloween, I give out pumpkins and pumpkin carving kits to the ones who have kids. So I'm always trying to think of things that that the parents don't have to do for their kids. And it just leaves a lasting impression. It's like, oh, Miss Candy gave us a pumpkin again this year. And it's just really simple stuff, but people just don't do it. They think you have, I do very little direct mail because that just takes too long to get business. But the things that I do, the calls, the personal notes, I always do personal notes, and the pop-bys, that generates so much goodwill, and it makes me feel good to give people things that I know they're going to enjoy. Like spring was time to give out, go to the craft shop and get the little $1 flower pots, go to the store and get the potting soil and some basil and thyme and rosemary, and then just drop those off to people who I know like to cook. And so you get fresh herbs to put in your food.
And
But it's just
then
being thoughtful.
when they use the fresh herb, they're going to post a picture of who sent them the
Oh my
fresh
gosh.
herb, and they're going to
Okay.
tag you in the post.
Right. So let me tell you 2 funny stories. I do house anniversary gifts too, right? So I write them a note and say, oh, I can't believe it's been 2 years since you bought your house. Still hope you're enjoying it, blah, blah. And I'll put in a $10, Starbucks gift card. I had a client who posted on Facebook. My agent, Candy Miles-Crocker, and she tagged me in it, just reminded me that I made my largest financial decision by myself ever, blah, 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 blah. She's an ambassador. I had another client literally send me a text. We're in the airport getting ready to go such and such, and we're using our Starbucks gift card. Okay, who would think that a $10 gift card could get you that much mileage. People just like to be thought of. And if you think of them on a regular basis, they love it. You don't have to email them every listing you ever had and that they have coming on the market. They don't care about that. They care that you thought about them and them personally. And that one makes a big difference. And not, like I said, one size does not fit all. It's just not this generic blanketing of people. What does Marky like? What does Candy like? What does Susan like? And then you market to their individual needs. And that's what I found works best for me.
My youngest son, his go-to gift for me all the time is a Starbucks gift card, like always. And he comes in and he is just so proud of his card. And he wants to know, Mom, did you use my card? I'm like, yeah, I'm adding it right now to the app, baby.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. And so, yeah, paying attention, right?
Paying attention.
And they're telling you what they want. I was sitting here today because I wanted to send someone a gift. And I said, oh, I have to go to her Facebook page to see if she wears gold or silver. Right? Because I don't know, but I wanted to mesh with everything else that she's wearing, right?
Right.
So sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but then you can go back and add that to your notes. I didn't send Mother Day cards. I tend to send Valentine's Day cards to women. Because it's the one thing we say we don't get enough of. And I actually realized from our conversation, I dropped the ball because I'm going to need to do something special for the men, because men say that no one tells them Happy Father's Day. Like men really feel like they're not nurtured as fathers. So I'm thinking, Marky, you didn't get your cards. So therefore, I forgot to do it, and I believe this Sunday is Father's Day, so that means now I gotta come up with something for my men. I gotta hustle. You're right about that. I gotta hustle.
But you know what you can do? Take your top 10 men on your list and just give them a call.
There it is.
And just say, you know what? I know men get neglected, but I wanted to know that I think you're an awesome dad.
And guess what? They'll appreciate the fact it's not a group text.
I hate a group text. Don't send me a group text.
Ooh, I can't stand it. I don't absolutely like them. No, wait. So let's stand on the united front. Stop sending group text. It is the most it is
impersonal.
Oh my goodness. And then you're annoyed because everybody responds back and you're like, who is this?
And I don't know if you on the group. I don't know you. And now you have my number. Take it off.
Yeah, so I'm glad we feel the same identical way.
I do.
So we've talked about mindset, prospected, and you've definitely dropped some nuggets. So I know that you have a book, you provide online training. If someone wanted to connect with you, someone needs you, and I know there are thousands upon thousands, if not tens of thousands of realtors who need your coaching and your guidance, how would one connect with you and be able to buy your products and services?
All they have to do is just shoot me an email at Candy, CANDY, at rlretraining.com. And I will respond to everybody. I will send you the link directly where you can get the book, where you can sign up for the courses, anything that you need. I am your girl. And I love what I do. I love seeing agents succeed. And it's not brain surgery what we do, but you have to be consistent. And I'll give you the tools that you need, the strategies you need, the tips, everything you need. I mean, Marky, I have more templates and forms and worksheets than Carter's has pills. I have systems for everything. If I've done it more than twice, I have a sheet on it because I'm not trying to work my brain that hard because I'm going to forget. But I systematize everything in my business, every single thing. And I have scripts, and I know people hate scripts, but we all have a script. If you say the same thing more than twice, that's your script. I mean, don't act like it's somebody else's words. Just use your words and use it as a script. Pretty easy. So I have all of that kind of stuff that people are afraid of, that I make it more palatable and make it more easygoing. And I tell you, the agents who are in my space and do the work, their business increases anywhere from 50 to 150%, guaranteed. They do the work. And they realize it's like, oh, I was trying to make this a lot harder than it should have been. Because it's not hard. It's just consistency of doing the work. Because, I mean, I know you have a great personality, you're charming, you're wonderful, but people aren't going to buy you just for that. You got to have something up here. You gotta have a little something up here. And right now you have just enough to be dangerous and cause a loss. You're a walking, talking liability, like I said. So you need some training. I got all the training you need, everything from your buyer presentation, and that's where it starts, your buying and listing presentation. Let me just say there. Because when you don't have that first initial meeting where you manage all of the expectations, what they can expect from you, what you expect from them, and the process, it's going to be a difficult transaction.
You know what? And most people, when they come into the business, buying to me is one of the quickest ways to a paycheck. And what's kind of funny about that, I just got off of a call a little while ago, realizing that I even need to work with my agents. We need to start having dialogue in that buyer presentation on cybersecurity, because it is
It's
over
real.
$1 billion per year, and
Right.
E&O insurance covers nothing for cyber, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
I'm like, oh, we got to come back and now we got to tweak it just a little bit more, because as people see our industry as an opportunity, right? We have to protect our opportunity.
Oh yeah. Oh
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, so systematize every single thing so they can reach out to you and get all of the resources they need to either start their business or to reboot their business
Or grow their business.
or grow their business if they've never built a sustainable real estate business, huh?
Right. Right. Right.
Ah,
And,
well,
and the key is, here's the other part. You don't have to work 8 hours a day. Don't have to.
well, you know what? That'll sound like music to their ears.
I know,
Because
because they don't want to work now.
no, they don't want to work now. Look, they didn't even get up and put no real clothes on, and they
Right.
didn't open their mouth, right? And they didn't
Right.
prospect. And so
Right.
I'm sure you're very direct, but you have a gentle, nurturing side to you that you
Yeah,
can
I
put them
tried.
in shape and get them in order.
That's what, you know what, when I was managing an office, one of the agents says, you know what, Candy can fire you, and you become at her office saying, I just got fired. Y'all happy?
She let
So
me go.
let me go. Okay, I guess I gotta go. But I am that direct person, because I try to have some fluff in me, but I just think this is too important. We have people who are depending on us. They're putting all their money and trust in us, and we need to get it right. We just can't afford to have our clients lose money. And I think as real estate agents as a whole, we do a very poor job of educating the consumer and our clients and educating ourselves. And I think if we got better, we'd be, up in, an upper tier instead of, right below the used car salesperson. I think our profession, we have a lot of professionals that I've met at Inman, that I've met at NAR conferences and all of that. But as a whole, there's so many money grubbers. And it's not about just money, it's about doing a job and doing it well and having an industry you can be proud of, and have consumers come out and say, that was a great experience. And that's what I really train agents to have happen, is just let your consumers have a great real estate experience.
Wow. And they can have one, right? There's no ifs,
Oh my
ands, or
God,
buts about it.
yes, yes.
And that's what's going to lead to that referral-based
Right.
business.
Right. And the thing is, if you don't set expectations from the very beginning, you're not going to build a referral-based business, because the client's expectation is here and you're delivering here, and they didn't know what to expect because you never told them. So you tell them what to expect, and that way you're both on the same page. So when at the end, everybody's happy, and they're happy to refer people to you. Like I tell people, my phone goes off at 6:30 every night, right? And they say, well, how do your clients feel about that? I said, I tell them. And so when they call me at 7, they say, okay, I know you're gonna call me in the morning. Yes, because I told them what to expect. They're not disappointed. My clients say, oh, she's always available when she's there. She's always available. I'm not always available. I'm available when I say I'm gonna be available. And that's a big difference.
I think every coach that I've ever talked to says the same thing about their time. They are not always on, but they are available when they say that they're on.
Right.
And it sends a chill up my spine when people say, you could reach out to me 24/7.
Me too,
And
me too.
And I'm like, why would you want to think that when the attorney is not available in states that use attorneys, a title
Right,
company is not open, the underwriter, forget the lender, the
right,
underwriter who is
right.
salaried is not in the office to approve anything. Why? Why should we be available and sacrifice
Right,
our families? I think it's the most
right.
unfair thing in
Right.
the world. And as everyone knows, I have hours of operation. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
And people say, well, Marky, even in the world of real estate, I need an evening training. And they hate when I say this, but my full-time job cannot accommodate your part-time. It's just,
All right.
right? Because this is a convenient time for you. I got up at 5:15 a.m. You honestly,
Okay.
you think I want to talk to you at 6 o'clock and train you on something? So I need you to put it in your lunch calendar, right? That you need to take off or use your comp time, your paid time off. I don't care what it is. Because what
Amen.
I've realized is that agents who want evening training are less likely to show up than those who are full-time.
You're absolutely right.
And now I'm sitting here, I'm ticked off because I'm not at home,
Right.
playing wife,
Right.
playing mom, doing
Right.
homework and catching up or getting my day in order for the next day. So
Or
yeah,
how about just taking a nap? How about that?
you know what? That sounds good. Yeah, I just want to take a nap. Yeah, they're not you're absolutely right. It's okay to shut it down. I turn
And
my
shut it
phone
down.
off every night. People like, oh, I know you work all night. No, I do not. My husband will tell you that. I go
Mm-mm.
to bed, I snore, I sleep real good.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I don't even get up in the middle of the night. That's
Right.
how good I'm sleeping.
And you
And
know what I
so,
found is that
yes,
people who call you after 7 o'clock at night or whatever, they're just thinking out loud and invite you to the conversation. And by the time you pop in the morning, they've already worked it out. Mm-mm.
thinking out loud and inviting you to the conversation.
Mm-mm.
Well, you know what, Candy, you have dropped some nuggets today. I think the walk and talking liability is something that I need to mention more than one time, but I am elated that we had the chance for you to share your wealth of information to help agents grow their real estate business because it is so needed. Once again, tell people where they can
Yes.
email you.
They can email me at Candy, CANDY, at RLREtraining.com. And I will answer every email personally.
Well, thank you very much, Candy. I
Thank you,
appreciate
my
it.
dear. This was
Okay.
awesome.
Thank
All right.
you.
Take care.